ladies and gentlemen, to episode 6 of That Range Life, a show sometimes about golf. My name is Chris McEwen. You can find me at Chris McEwen amongst the social media, and with me,
except
Facebook.
There you go.
That's right, which is at Chris McEwen Golf. The golf is all capital. That's how important it is.
Oh,
that's why I'm on Facebook.
Never realized that.
With me is Bill Bush of drivingrangeheroes.com. You can find Bill all over the social media at Range Heroes. Bill, good evening, and how are you, sir?
I'm good, Chris. It's a pleasure to be with you, as always. I just want to point out to everybody 2 things. First, this is actually show 6.5. So out of what will be 6 releases, we have had to do a makeup show now twice. So for every 3 shows we do 1 redo. And let's be honest, Chris, both of them are my fault. That's okay. But yeah, pleasure to talk to you again tonight. 2 days in a row. What a treat.
Yeah.
For you especially.
Oh, I don't know how I'm so lucky. Honestly.
Hey, so one of our ongoing themes of this show is, and it's probably getting to the point it's a little insufferable, and we're trying so hard to make, I'm becoming my worst enemy in that how concerned we are about making sure people know we aren't huge golf guys.
Right. We're golf guys, but we're not huge golf guys.
Well, let's be honest. We have golf websites. So I actively, and your sweatshirt you're wearing right now, the alma mater of myself and my wife.
Oh, and your wife too, huh?
Yeah, Illinois State University down in Bloomington, Normal, technically just Normal, Illinois.
Blono. We call it Blono.
Yeah, that's what all the kids are calling it. It's like the same people who like, I live in the Shy. Like no one here.
No one says no. 0 people call it that.
But like, it kills me. It's like when people are. I will just say know someone who lives in California, and she'll be like, "Can't wait to get back home to the Shy." I'm like,
We're already off topic. Let's
knock it off.
to the show. Let's get back to the show.
Anyway, Blono. I have an issue. It's like I refuse to wear a golf T-shirt, on the show, because like that's too on the nose.
Right.
Trying too hard to make sure everyone knows. Like, see, look at my golf T-shirt. So, I mean, I will change my clothes to make sure I'm not wearing a golf T-shirt before I come sit down in my office in front of my computer, and it is alarming. If you go back like 5-7 years ago, there weren't a lot of golf T-shirts out there. Travis Matthew made a big name for themselves because, you want like day-to-day regular life golf wear stuff? We have T-shirts.
Yeah. And
then from there, it's like, man, it went from no options to golf T-shirts. There are so many brands out there, and there's a lot of good ones. People have their preferences. I'm a big Muni Kids guy. I would say I am friends with the Rhineland boys, and I like what they're doing. I like their brand. I like a lot of stuff about them.
Yeah.
Happy to wear their shirts. Got a lot of them. But all I have are golf T-shirts. I think golf T-shirts, some like brewery T-shirts that I get from my local establishment. Shout out the beer cellar. As if show 6.0 were to be released, I was wearing a Moldorama T-shirt.
It was a great T-shirt.
Better known as the company who has those like. They're really like a plastic, but wax molds at your zoos, your museums, and what have you. I have that T-shirt. I have my Dirty Turtle from Bar and Grill Place in Castle Rock, Wisconsin. And then it just flies off, unless you want like one of my million Oasis or Noel Gallagher T-shirts. Which,
I mean, I could wear a Pearl Jam T-shirt for the next 10 episodes if we wanted to.
And it's just as bad as being like, hey, did you know I like Pearl Jam?
Right.
Like, oh, really? You're a golfer and you like Pearl Jam? I didn't know. Thanks for wearing the T-shirts.
Right.
But it's like, it's all I have. I'm going, for Christmas and birthdays, I'm saying to my family, like, look, if you just want to give me like a $30 gift certificate to Nordstrom Rack so I can go pick out like normal I'm a real human being t-shirts, I should say. It's like for my own benefit and being a normal member of society. I have too many golf t-shirts.
I've shed all my stuff. I've got 0 golf hats, I don't think. Now I've got I buy hats like at surf shops because I'm trying so hard not to be that guy that these are the hats I ended up with. And then I've got my one Obvious Shirts t-shirt, which I don't think you've seen yet, that just simply states, all it says on it is golf is not easy.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one shirt. And then I have a shirt that's got to be at this point 7 years old, and it's the one where it's a heartbeat, but there's a golfer in the middle of it. Have you seen that shirt?
No.
Yeah. Great.
Good. Yeah. So it's a rarity. Maybe we can trade golf memorabilia for it. Before we move on to actual topics, I gotta point out, as we often discuss, my favorite background, your room that you're in. Yeah. I noticed the clock is slightly askew.
Is it?
Yeah, I think you're dropped at like about a 8-degree angle there. You got to get a level on that thing.
It's either the clock or my camera, one of the two.
I think it's a clock, bro. You might need to get the level out when you're done.
Do I need to fix it right now?
Yeah, do it on camera. If you can fix that for the audience, they'll be happy.
That'll keep them watching.
Yeah, seriously, we know how to draw in the crowd and get those views up, especially because your head's covering it most of the time, so it's fine.
Right.
All right. Anyway, I know you had it for once. I didn't have other than the pointless, rambling on I'm doing. I didn't really have much to talk about this week, but you have a whole list of topics, starting off with I believe you told me you listened to a highly acclaimed golf podcast, No Laying Up, with Peter Kostis on it as a guest. Yeah,
Peter Kostis came out. I think it was it Thursday morning, Monday morning? Must have been Monday morning because it was after we did our show. But anyway, so Peter Kostis was on No Laying Up, and I think we've kind of talked about before. I don't listen to a ton of golf podcasts necessarily, but I saw this one drop on Twitter, and they teased it very well. And it wasn't that long. It was only like 45 minutes. Sometimes some of these podcasts can go on for well over 2 hours. But Peter Kostis just went on that podcast and just went scorched earth on CBS and the PGA Tour. And it was, some of the stuff, like I mentioned on Twitter, when Kostis and McCord got let go, they wanted to have a younger broadcast, which, okay, that's not uncommon for television to want to get younger, and try to pull in that younger audience. It was obvious that, and he said it in the podcast, they didn't have a plan besides want to get younger, which is why I guess younger is Davis Love III, which we've talked about with him. But yeah, so he would go on, and they were talking about the quality of the broadcast, which I thought was funny because we were just talking about the quality of the broadcast last week with your guy and his eagle.
He's going for it.
Eagle. Anyways, so Peter Kostis just straight up said, the PGA Tour doesn't give a rat's ass about the quality of the broadcast. And that's a quote. You can go back and listen to it. And if you haven't heard it, you should go listen to it especially because I love the background, production kind of piece of television and movies and things. But yeah, he just kind of went off for a good 40 minutes. Of course, he talked about Cheater McCheaterton, otherwise known as P. Reed, and how many times he's seen him, cheat. And of course, coincidentally, he goes on and wins the Mexico Championship this week, which is just awful. But yeah, it was a fun listen. I really liked it. And I don't listen most of the time, the No Laying Up crew, I think they do some really, really good work. And they're very, very successful, and they're good at what they do. I don't watch everything they produce. I don't listen to everything they do, but
did you know
was particularly good.
Did you know those guys are like BFF with everybody on tour? Did you know that?
I'm aware of that. Right.
Oh, all right. I didn't know you knew that. Just want to remind you, just in case you forgot from them telling you.
Right. So, anyways, that was
Shots
an
fired.
interesting beginning of the week to listen to Kostis kind of just go off on that. And it was interesting. The other point that he made was, so we watch golf for the golf, obviously, and in between the golf is our commercials, and they do the half screen, half golf thing, and they go to different commercials, whatever. The PGA Tour sees the golf as the in between for their ads. That's really how they see their broadcast, is like, how often is golf going to interrupt us making money? And so the other thing he talked about too was when he would interview winners. And so he was interviewing some rookie that had just won his first tournament ever on the PGA Tour. And so he asked them, what does it feel like to be a winner, to have the job security now of 2 or 3 years on the tour, and you get an invitation to the Masters? And CBS got a call from the tour and said, why didn't Kostis ask him how it felt to win X number of FedEx points? And Peter was like, because no one gives a shit about FedEx points. And after that, he got pulled. He didn't do the interviews after that. So pretty interesting stuff.
I mean, what do I know they want to talk about that stuff, but I can't. I mean, I'll turn it off. I don't really care what any of these guys say after the tournament, because it's always kind of like, what'd you think when you made that putt to win on 18?
Right.
That was 2 inches away. Were you happy to win? Hey, that puts you up at 13. Like, no, but think about the old days, right? When you're watching, Tiger Woods gets grabbed by, say it was Kostis or whatever after a round.
Yeah.
And in 3 minutes, he can walk you through every shot he hit, what was going through his mind. And I can't speak for everybody that watches a golf broadcast, but to me, that's wildly more interesting than,
right.
Hey, you're in the hunt for the FedEx Cup. It's February.
Right.
And then, well, hang on. Stop talking, Amanda Balionis. We got to go to commercial to talk about Cialis for the 7,000th time on the broadcast. And Workday and what's the other big one? Basically comes down to like erectile dysfunction, high level business and talent management systems,
right,
and asset management, where I'm like, hey, listen, don't talk to me about Berkshire Hathaway. How about just like, hey, can we pay the bills this month? Jeez.
Right.
How about not having to spend $95 at a local muni? All right. Like,
right.
Stop talking to me about what to do with my $7.2 billion bonus I got this year.
Yeah. So that was that piece of news. And then the other piece, I guess we can segue into the actual golf that was played this weekend and in Mexico. I'm not going to talk about Jeter McCheaterton winning it, but I will talk about the course. And I liked when they were doing the, it's whatever, it's 7,200 feet or 7,500 feet above sea level. So you have to play that sort of elevation. And I think there was, throughout the week up into the tournament, they were showing everyone's cheat sheets, for the 15% or whatever it was, kind of calculations you had to do. And this will give you a glimpse into how I watch golf, Bill Bush. But I wanted them, when they were watching someone prepare for a shot, they would show the math on the screen. And they'd be like, this is a 160-yard shot, with the 15% of, or 15% allocated for elevation or whatever, and then it's uphill, so they would add that, and they would show you the math. But I wanted them to like give me the base data. So it'd say, okay, everyone watching, this is a 160-yard shot. What's the actual yardage? And so I wanted to do the math in my head and then have them show me the answer, but they never gave me that chance. And I thought that'd be a fun way to watch golf.
I'd be like, oh, this is how Chris likes to watch golf. And I'd turn it into that Zach Galifianakis hangover gift me, where the math coming while he's trying to count cards. That'd be me, and be like, 160, 20 feet. He's going for it.
Right.
Eagle.
Yeah, so I actually did And I don't know. I thought that was fun to kind of watch. So, anyways,
not to bring up your other favorite, but did they show in the cheat sheets? Did they show Bryson's? What I'm sure was like a 1994 Trapper Keeper, maybe Lisa Frank artwork, the works, and it was this thick for his calculations.
Right. I'm sure it was totally overcomplicated, and he used a bunch of words so that he could live up to this scientist reputation when it's really just a bunch of nonsense. That's such a shtick that everyone has gone and fallen for, and it's garbage.
I was reading this thing this week, and I forgot what it was in. But it was basically commenting on how ridiculous. Oh, it was etiquette on the range at a pro event, and sort of like how you have to be able to read read the player's body language and the situation, and
Sure.
It's guys slinging gear, but that's not the same as it used to be. Like 10 years ago, you could go up and convince a guy, here's $10,000, play this club. Now it's so heavily tied to contracts.
Right.
But they were talking about just the absurdity of how Bryson knows he's gonna play early time, so his agent or somebody's spritzing the golf ball before he hits it because he wants no difference. And I'm like, oh my god,
come on, man, come on. The real Bryson DeChambeau was the guy that was on, was playing video games and talking all kinds of nonsense about Brooks and everything else when he was on whatever that video. What is it called? Did you see that?
No.
Did you miss that too?
No, but it's probably like pure Bryson. And this is where I'm not a Bryson guy, but it's sort of like Phil with social media. Like, I don't like Phil.
Yeah.
And get over yourself. And, you hear all these people. It's like, oh, Phil, make sure he knows everything.
Right.
That holds up with him in general. But Bryson, same sort of thing. It's like he'll just disgust me and just be so unappealing and appalling. Yeah. And then you'll see something else and you're like, he's actually kind of cool and a good dude and seems pretty authentic. Yeah, he's just a weirdo.
Right.
But all right, you got me back. All right, Bryson's pretty cool. And then I'm not saying I like him, but I'm like, I'm all right with him. It's fine. And then he goes, way up the deep end again. And you're like, no, I can't stand him.
Yeah.
I've heard when he gets put with groups in the pro-ams, he's really engaging and really fun to be with and make sure those guys have a great experience where other guys are just shut up and leave me alone. I'm doing this out of obligation. I'm not saying there aren't other guys who are nice too, but
yeah,
he's apparently up there in the terms of the cool guys. But
all right. Fine.
Do you remember when they lost the US? Where's the last right? The one, yeah. He was this last Ryder Cup that was in France. He wasn't.
Oh, yeah, he went up in the stands.
Well, no, it was his first one, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh.
It was one of them where the U.S. was annoyed and they all got beat, and it was Bryson's first Ryder Cup, and all the U.S. team guys were pissed, and Bryson tried to throw the responsibility of speaking for the guys and being positive and the leader and the post tournament media conference they do. And just the looks from the Phils, the Dustin, just be like, right. Would you shut up?
Yeah.
Nobody likes you. Stop it. That's I'm like, okay, Bryson, you're a little insufferable. Stop Windexing your golf balls.
Yeah. So that was that. What else we had? Well, I guess we should talk about the highlight of the weekend, right?
Yeah.
The fact that we actually went and played golf together for the first time ever. And we had a hell of a time.
It was the Driver Range Heroes, ChrisMcEwen.com Golf Ice Hockey Invitational.
That's right. That's right.
I mean, we were looking at the broadcast for the week, and we had plenty of days above freezing. We haven't had snow or anything for a while. Right. I say that as we're supposed to get the worst snowfall we've had this winter, tomorrow and the next day.
Of course. Yeah.
We'll let you. Well, by the time this is released, if this gets released, we survived. But we're the weather's been fairly good. You look out in my yard and neighborhood, there's little patches maybe in garden beds and stuff, but otherwise all the grass is melted and uncovered. So I figure golf course is wide open, sunlight, they should be fine.
Yeah.
Man, the amount of snow and ice I mean, we're making the rules where it's like, yeah, winter rules, wherever you can safely hit the ball without getting hurt or breaking your clubs. The only rule we had was if you're on the fringe or green, you have to putt through whatever water, puddle, ice.
Right. You got to putt out. You got to putt out.
Yeah. So, like, not even exaggerating, we're getting hole high and 2 and literally 9 putting.
Right.
And it's funny that too, like as we all got to the clubhouse, it's still a little chilly. We're thinking, yeah, well, we better grab scorecards. Like,
I know,
and
I know.
We can't.
And we can see we're all grabbing scorecards. You can see the snow everywhere. We're like, okay,
maybe it's just one hole. It won't be that bad. It's like that hole was one of the better ones. Now, I think as it was warming up later in the day, those greens were starting to turn into like small swamps. So I bet it got better and got super wet. But it was
when we were playing and we would attack a green, like we were hitting some good shots, some approach shots, like inside 15 feet, but they would hit the green as if it was a cart path and bounce 30 feet in the air and then like OB.
So I knew stuff that would happen with that ice, but I mean, so every now and then I'll play the Eskimo Open at Cog Hill. It's like the first week of January every year.
Yeah.
And they play at 2 feet of snow. They play at 75 degrees and sunny, whatever the conditions, they play it.
Yeah.
And one year, I mean, this is a while ago, 10 years ago, I played with my dad, and I hit this like just beautiful 8-iron. Think winter winds, whatever. It's like an 8-iron from about 130 yards. Thing just goes up beautifully, coming in nice and steep, just straight down, hits the green. No snow, no ice, just frozen because it's January 6th or whatever.
Right.
Zero exaggeration when I say it bounced 50 feet in the air. We're like, oh my God. And then, I guess why wouldn't it do that? But if you have no option involving rolling it up there, there's no way to play it. There's nothing you can do.
Right.
And so, yeah, we suffered the consequence of that. But, it was nice. You were saying it about going to the range last week. You were saying it was just nice to see real ball flight again.
Yeah.
And I think
for sure
that hearing the crack of the club, but outside, not indoors, it was nice. I will say this. I'm probably the last one of our group to have gotten outside and hit a ball like you guys, I think, all have. I couldn't track a ball through the sky to save my life. Sunny blue skies, just normal conditions, but just, I mean, yeah, it's lower in the sky because it's winter, but oh my God, I couldn't follow a ball. Because, guys, I felt like I hit that pure, and the swing felt good. I have no idea where it is. You're like, just follow me, okay? All right. Even I switched to an orange ball. I'm like, I don't know where it is.
It was a good time. It was a good time, and you did some testing while you were out there.
I did.
I got to see some action from some of your clubs.
What? Let's think of this for a second. I never really thought about it. I had 1, 2. I'm for the sake of the argument, I'll say the fairway wood, but that fairway wood's not. I'm done. I reviewed it. I'm done testing. It's in the bag. Well, let's say 3, 4, 5, 6 clubs. And of course, oh no, I took my 5 wood out, put 6 other clubs in. So, well, no, I took fairway to, so I was +4 in clubs in the bag.
Yeah.
But yeah, I brought the new Cobra driver out. Review came out. If you're watching this, by the time you're watching this, 2 Mondays ago. And
we'll throw the link in the description.
Yeah.
Just in case you missed it.
And you might have to go and find it for me because I'll totally forget to send it. So I liked the King F9 last year, which now our buddy Josh has in his possession, and I'll probably never see it again, but that's fine. It's really fine. So but I liked that club, but I felt like I had that. It was between that and the Epic Flash Sub-Zero after like 3 years of playing TaylorMade. And last year I went, my best shots were probably with the Cobra last year, but I was good with the Epic Flash Sub-Zero. I was consistent with it. It was great club. Loved it.
Yeah.
So the Cobra driver never cracked last year because it's like it just wasn't consistent enough, and it just something that just never clicked. Well, I almost feel like this new one, the Speedzone, it's like they took all those little things that just weren't right and nailed it. And there's specifically, I forget what it's called. It's like the titanium T-rail chassis or something like that. But it's basically like the face form like comes to a point in the middle and forms a T across the back of the crown, and it stabilizes the head. So people don't realize this, but like when you hit a golf ball, especially at speed, big speed guy here, the head will go like this, right? It'll squish.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. Oh, I didn't. Okay. Yeah. All right.
Well, and so like they will, they will move literally.
Sure.
So like Callaway has jailbreak to prevent that. Your Nike 3 would, if it's a covert. That was sort of the design to stabilize it so it didn't like do any of this.
Yep.
Well, that's what this T-rail does. Man, it is so solid and just feels so good at impact. And then with that system, they put more carbon fiber in it so the head's lighter, but that means they can put more weight in certain places to balance it.
Right.
It's awesome. So there's a good chance that guy could be in the bag this year. That said, review coming, if you're watching this on Thursday, review coming Monday, or it came Monday if you're watching it later. I had the Callaway Maverick Sub-Zero.
Yeah.
Where, it's been interesting because a lot of people every year someone's criticizing the new Callaway driver because they use all the weird colors.
Yeah.
It looks great at address. It's a smaller footprint, so it's a little more appealing to a player's eye as opposed to the average Joe, but whatever.
Okay.
But same thing, like, man, that thing's pretty amazing too. Just so solid, so ball just jumps off the face.
Yeah, you hit that thing hard.
Well, and there's no real like blow your mind technology in it. It almost feels like I think Callaway has had pretty strong designs that don't need to get better in the last few years.
Mm-hmm.
And they're just doing little fine tuning things, maybe improving the feel, the sound, whatever. I think for the Callaway Maverick Sub-Zero, I can't speak for the other two. I haven't really looked at them in person, but with the 10 degree less in cc's for size, I mean, the footprint of it is just beautiful. And put it with that feel, like it's a lot of like good player golf nerds are gonna love it. That's not surprising to me. And if they have a problem with the cool, what I think is neat sparkly orange paint, get over it. All right.
I like the look of it. I like the orange.
Well, and if you don't, go spend a few extra bucks through the Callaway Customs program, get whatever color you want.
Right. That's right.
But yeah, so those drivers were awesome. I don't want to, and I'm not saying that you all were there. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
They're great. A lot of good drivers out this year, and those two will be top of class in my mind. And the ping stuff's probably nice, but I haven't seen it yet. One other important update gear wise, we talked about the Tour Edge EXS 220 fairway wood. We talked about quite a bit last week.
Yeah.
First time getting to play that thing outside for 18 holes, and man, I knew it was good. I've seen it a lot. I've hit it. I've seen it with enough flights to be like, oh yeah, I'm pounding this thing. But oh my god,
that thing's no joke. For real.
Yeah, I mean, I'm okay. I've been playing golf. I wouldn't have a golf website if I wasn't okay at golf. Let's be honest. But all jokes aside, there were like a few moments while we're playing where everyone's like, "Oh, geez, my god!" And when I hit that fairway, And one point, you and I were near. You hit driver. I was past you with the fairway wood, and we're sitting there looking. I mean, our balls are they were like 10 feet apart.
Yeah.
And I were just standing there looking at my ball, of course, sitting on snow, like we were on a whole like a runway of snow. And I go, if I could figure out how to package that shot, and that proof is in the pudding, if you will, into a social media post, this would be my full-time job.
Right.
Like That would sell a bazillion of those. A bazillion of those fairways. Like, guys, I'm not kidding. Look.
It's no joke. Honest to God, like we all knew you were hitting it because you would just, I wouldn't have to like watch you hit. You could hear it. And then the ball flight was just like, good Lord, man. It would just go forever.
What kills me is I want to be like, I need that in a driver, and they're going to be like, oh, the EXS 220 driver. I'm like, no, I've reviewed it. It's a plenty good driver. I like it.
Yeah.
It's not this fairway wood.
Yeah.
No golf. I said it last review I said it in the review. I said it last show. I said 2 years ago, the CBX 119 hybrid by Tour Edge is like the best golf club ever made.
Yeah.
And the fairway wood is good. It was real good, but it wasn't as didn't have me as awestruck as the hybrid. This fairway wood, I'm like, man, it's giving that hybrid a run for the money and kick that other fairway wood out for a reason. We might be in best golf club of all time territory. We might be. Just don't tell them that. I don't want them to get a big head.
I wouldn't know because you wouldn't let me hit it. Maybe someday I'll get to hit it myself. Even though you called me you called me an idiot if I didn't replace my Nike 3 wood with it. So
you're a huge idiot if you don't. It's without even hitting one. Just be like, go look.
That's true. I am just a huge idiot.
Go look at the Tour Edge speed tested shaft options and go, yep, this is me. Just send me that one with that shaft and you'll be fine.
Right.
But yeah, it's really good. It's awesome. And yeah, I do think I would be shocked if you got fit and didn't replace your Nike fairway wood. Just saying.
Man. All right. We'll see. I do love that. I love that Nike 3 wood. It's wonderful. It's like my little security blanket. If I'm ever grinding, that thing puts me out into the fairway safely every time.
Well, it's time to grow up and try something new. It's like you and broccoli.
Don't bring that up. We're having such a good show.
You need to grow up and evolve and try new fairway woods, Chris.
All right.
Yeah, it was good. I had a lot of fun with you guys. Hopefully we'll do it soon. And I wouldn't mind if it was on snow and ice again. It was. Yeah, right. I don't want to do that all season, but get a few of them in just for good old times. It's worth it.
Yeah, it was nice because we could play golf without any hit golf balls without consequence because you never knew where your ball was going to go even if it did land where you wanted it to. Like it didn't matter. So like we were talking about bands and music and like we wouldn't even stop talking while anyone or either of us were taking a shot. It would just we would just continue the conversation, hit our ball, and just keep walking, and it was fine.
That reminded me, we on version 6.0 show that will not get released. We had an extensive conversation about a conversation that took place during active swings. You're standing there with your highly touted Cleveland Halo hybrid.
That's right.
And I'm like, I swore I saw that in Tommy's bag earlier. And I'm watching you swing, but I'm thinking about it. And I go, Tommy, you're still playing that hybrid, huh? You liked it? And literally Josh and Tommy just turn and look at me. And they're like, dude, that's Chris. You're in swing. And I'm like, yeah. Yeah, I know. I'm like, oh, I get where the context is here because no, I know Chris has one. Tommy has one in his bag too. And Tommy's like, I don't have it in my bag. Oh yeah, I saw it. I saw it in there earlier. And he goes, oh, you did it. And I'm like, did I really just look at Chris's bag earlier and go, oh yeah, Tommy has one in his bag too because he reviewed it 6 months ago. But we had that whole conversation mid swing and you weren't even fazed by it. So
no, I didn't care.
Yeah, that happened more than once. And I was waiting for somebody excuse me, that distracted me. I'm like, you're playing on an NHL-sized ice rink right now. Shut up.
Right. Even if you're not going to find it anyways. If you're using a white golf ball, forget it, man.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, even when we weren't using white ones, we still weren't finding it.
We couldn't find it.
All right, man. Well, it's been a pleasure. Chris McEwen, chrismcEwen.com, at Chris McEwen. That's right. Everywhere except Facebook. It's Chris McEwen Golf, capital GOLF. Find me, driverangeheroes.com. We are at Range Heroes on all the social media.
Yep.
Should do. as I say at the end of every episode, subscribe to Chris's YouTube page, give the video a thumbs up, and you should probably comment on it.
You should comment. You should hit the bell. You can subscribe, I think, right here or right here. One of those spots.
You usually put a little box down in the bottom right-hand corner, but I don't know what like mirroring and stuff. I think it'll be here.
You're right. Even if that's part of the screen, we've
whatever.
Anyway,
find it.
You know where everyone here knows where to hit subscribe and the bell and the like, and you should comment.
I've been watching YouTube since 2003. If you don't know how to subscribe to a video yet, you're not even watching this show anyway.
And then go to his website and subscribe to the newsletter, so that way you get his notification and his little blurb about the show, and then you get my reminder to come watch it.
Basically, what we're saying is we both want all of your traffic. Thank you. Okay, We're just doing our jobs. All right, Chris, we've bored the people enough. I will check in with you soon. It's been a pleasure recording this show twice with you this week.
They're both equally as good. Someday, maybe in the vaults, like, it'll be like it'll be on Reddit where like, have you found the lost episode 6 file? And there'll be this whole thing for it, and everyone will go and try to find it.
And they'll go, hey, was that it? I don't care about a golf show. And someone will go, oh, but that's okay because it's sometimes about golf. It's not always about golf.
All right.
All right, man.
Good night.
Talk to you later, bud.
All right. See ya.